Make you appreciate soap.
Make you appreciate
in a bed.
Axe, the best way to repulse a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like a sandstorm on your skin.
It's a sand scrub. That's all it is.
I don't even know what comes on TV on Wednesday nights.
Wait, TV comes on
What is
no
TV?
idea.
Go down to Blockbuster and rent yourself a movie.
Now you're making me sad.
I know.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Northside Now. This is the podcast where we take you on a tour through all of the ministries and the latest happenings around Northside Church to keep you better connected with your church family. My name is Patrick, and with me as always are my co-hosts, Glenn Miller and Kevin Bryant.
What's happening?
Hey guys.
I thought about singing that intro today. Hello.
You know what I was thinking?
What were you thinking?
Summertime. Summertime.
Well, this is our musical episode.
Musical week.
It feels like summer is upon us.
Yes.
Musical week's always fun
Yeah.
because it's all night and all day.
Yeah, I just brought my cot up here and we're just sleeping
Tours. And yeah, I am sleeping here. So it's nothing like a gym full of junior high students going all night to
make you appreciate soap.
make you appreciate
In a bed.
At least, the good thing is most junior high boys, I think Axe is not as big a thing as it used to be for a while. And that's a blessing.
You don't have to walk through a haze of Axe vapor.
The Axe vapor, you don't have to worry about it as much as it used to be. And why did they do that? That was horrible.
Well, it's similar to back in the day when you remember when the sprayable, the right guard.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was pretty tough too.
It's the same thing.
But they should have had like a tagline, Axe, the best way to repulse a girl.
Yeah.
That is pretty true.
A lot of times it smelled worse than the BO.
And they have like all these soaps and stuff for guys now. Have y'all?
Oh, yeah.
And you get like beard oils and stuff probably too.
A lot of natural soaps and stuff, like the Sasquatch.
Yeah,
and
Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch.
Have y'all tried that? Has anyone?
I have not.
Actually, yes.
No.
I wanted to, but is it smell as good? Or, what's
it
the
smells
difference?
good. They're manly smells.
Is it? I just...
smells like motor oil.
Well, it's just tempting just for curiosity's sake more than anything else. And the economy the way it is today, you can't just curiosity buy anymore.
No.
The marketing is clever,
It is clever.
I do have a collector Star Wars set of Dr. Squatch soaps. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was a gift that somebody got me. So
Nice.
What do they come in like? Smells like Moon of Endor.
Well, I can't remember what they're called, but one's got Yoda on it, and one's got Obi-Wan, and one, they've got different characters on the different. One's Darth Vader, I think. I got
Like Tatooine.
Yeah.
It smells a little
Smells
sandy.
like sand. Yeah.
Smells like blue milk.
The Tatooine's the exfoliating one.
Yeah, right, like a sandstorm on your skin.
It's a sand scrub. That's all it is.
Oh, goodness gracious. But yes, it is a musical week.
Yes, in
So,
a few short days, it will be live
on stage. 2 nights only in one afternoon.
Yep. One matinee.
We were sitting down in this episode with Josh Roolf and Brennen Flowers, who have been on with us on other episodes, but they were the two main writers for the musical this year. So sat down with them to kind of get their thoughts about what is going on with the musical this year. And they share some details with that. And we just want to encourage you to check them out and come on out and listen to Wanted. Welcome, everybody, to a special edition of Northside Now. This is Glenn, and I'm in the podcast room today with
Brennen Flowers and Josh Roolf.
And if you remember back to the last few episodes, or even a little bit further back for Brennen, y'all have made some guest appearances here on Northside Now with us. So,
A bit of a cameo, perhaps.
how does it feel to be in the podcast room instead of just on the phone there, Brennen?
Pretty good. I have been in the podcast room before with Donkey Talk.
Oh, yeah. See, people don't know that podcasting in Northside really did start in the youth ministry with Donkey Talk.
Which, if you think Donkey Talk needs to come back, make sure you send an email to whatever the email address is for sending stuff to the podcast. I don't know what it is. You have to plug it.
I believe it's podcast@northsidejackson.com. Or you can hit us up on the Northside Now Instagram and let us know if you'd like to hear Donkey Talk at some point. It's out there floating around. You don't have to search too hard for it.
Hashtag bring back Donkey Talk.
Yeah.
We need a
That's
revival.
what we need.
We call it Donkey Talk because Balaam wouldn't listen to his donkey talking to him. You should listen to the youth of America, maybe the youth of the church.
I agree. This is Northside now.
Yeah, and so we're here specifically in this special edition to talk about Wanted, our new youth musical that's this week. And it's going to be playing on Friday night at 7, Saturday night at 7, and then Sunday at 3, all in Hope Hall. There is no charge for this. This is kind of our gift back to our church and our community. We will have a nursery that'll be provided, so that's important. And if you're planning to bring a large group, you want to bring a bunch of people from work or a school play or something else, whatever, let me know and we can get you hooked up. So tell us a little bit about Wanted. And you two guys are two of the main writers. I mean, y'all were kind of the ones who kind of put all the final touches on it, right?
Yeah, Josh and I, we had writing meetings starting back in September, October?
Yeah, a long time ago.
And, we worked all the way up to
February?
I think March, April.
February, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh and I were the head co-writers of the musical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had a big writing team that started out in September, but it becomes very difficult to keep that whole team together when you're writing. So eventually you got narrowed down to each of them are in different groups. You had period research of the time period, and you had set design and stuff like that. And then Josh and I went on to the head writers group. So,
all right. Well, tell us a little bit about what the storyline is with Wanted. If you've seen the posters around town or, around the church, it's an old Wanted poster. So it kind of looks like we're going to be waiting on John Wayne and
Jesse James
and some of them to step out somewhere. So tell us a little bit about the time period and what the storyline is.
So yeah, this is a Western. That's pretty obvious by, seeing the poster and knowing just anything about it. But the whole point of it was kind of to tell a story of redemption. Mm-hmm. A story of nobody is too far gone for the love of God. They're always wanted. So Wanted, the title kind of has a double entendre meaning of the old Wanted posters, which is pretty obvious. But also that they're wanted by God.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's never too far gone. I think that was one of the biggest messages that we were trying to tell.
It's basically about the dude, the redemption arc. I really do like the never too far gone part. That really resonates, I'm sure, with a lot of people. And it's about this dude that's, so bad and he can't go back to God. He can't redeem himself through God, but he finds his way back through these small acts. And he's meeting with this pastor there, and he's learning more about himself, more about Jesus Christ. And I think it was formed very, very beautifully in a way.
So you didn't just write it, you're also in the musical. So Josh, what role are you playing in the musical?
I'm the pastor in the musical.
This seems to be a recurring theme in your life.
Yes, I've been a pastor.
How many times?
I think maybe 3.
I think 3.
Yeah,
also the son of a pastor in the river. Yeah, the son of a pastor.
I've been in the pastor family for a long time.
So you're what they call in the business typecasted.
Mm-hmm.
You just have that pastoral look, I guess.
Yes, I guess so. I guess I look like Don Thrasher.
I don't know. There was a few characters that Josh and I wrote that were kind of we had somebody in mind. You try not to do that when writing because you don't know if they'll want to do that or
exactly
if they fit it or whatever. But Josh, for the longest time, was our character that we were thinking, or our actor that we were thinking of when writing the character of the pastor.
And I will say some of them, we were writing them and everything.
I don't want to spoil any of the other characters.
We won't spoil any of the other characters. But when we were writing and everything, at the end we were like, oh, well, that just makes sense. That person will play that person most likely. We didn't say anything to anyone that was casting, but
most of the time it did work out.
So when you were writing the characters, you were actually thinking of the person that had signed up to be in the musical that might actually be able to play that character.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And I mean, we began writing before we even knew the cast list, which is kind of difficult because the way that the musicals at Northside work is that it's not really an audition. It's more like not even a tryout. It's more
put your name on the list.
Hey, do you want to be in the musical? And if you do, you're in it.
Yeah.
So I think that's good because it gives everybody the opportunity to participate.
Yeah.
But depending on how many people you have, it's hard to write. Because if you write it, normally if you would write something, you would have these characters and you would audition for these characters, and if you didn't make the cut, you didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
So, but for this, it's everybody that wants to participate. So you have to write a character for that person.
Yeah.
But there were characters that we had in mind from the beginning. Some of our more core characters, our protagonists and our villains and our, stuff like that along those lines.
Yeah.
And as we were going through, we were like, oh yeah, this is going to work out really well for the people that we have participating.
Yeah.
So,
what is your character, Brennan?
I play the doctor and the mayor of the town. I do mostly doctor stuff, though. I don't do a whole lot of mayoral responsibilities in my role, but it's mostly the doctor, and I'm having to tend to a wounded, mysterious fellow who has just entered the town in the beginning of the musical.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give much more else away, but yeah, that's kind of where I start off.
So have you gone like to, you know how actors go and they get all in character and they do training and stuff? So have you gone with your grandfather and he's a doctor, so Dr. Dave, have you gone with him and like, all right, how would I do this and how would you do that? Especially back then, back in the old days, you studied medicine, so have you done that?
Are you saying that he was alive during the old West times and
I'm
that
not
he has
saying
firsthand experience?
I'm saying he studied.
He would laugh at that. No, I'm just saying that. No, I mean he's given me some suggestions, and he would. I was like, oh, can I just take some of your like stethoscopes and stuff like that for props? He was like, that's not what they would have.
Oh yeah,
and you would just think like a stethoscope is like as old as time. That's a pretty simple instrument when you think compared to like some of the crazy stuff that we have now.
Yeah,
but he's like, even the stethoscope I have now, it's not what you would have then. And he's giving me some recommendations, and just for like basic like medical stuff.
Yeah,
being a Boy Scout and an Eagle Scout, I know some pretty basic stuff, and I won't have to go to. I mean, if we're being period accurate, all that doctors did in that period was like amputate things. Most of the people would just bleed out and die. But
well, it was right after the Civil War, and medicine took a huge leap during the Civil War. That was one of the big things was amputations during the War of Wounds, and you did that to preserve the life because of like gangrene and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So is it kind of fun to think about back then what they would do? Have y'all thought about that? Like,
in my character, I have very much so thought of that, because I was like, I can't do. I mean, I'm not going to go like super like method acting into my character or anything, because you're not going to see a lot of what I do procedure wise, because I'm not actually doing anything. But I have thought about like there are certain things I have to do that I wouldn't in a modern sense. Like I don't know if my character would wash their hands before they started doing stuff like that.
Well, I know like the old westerns I've seen, they just like maybe pour some whiskey over their hands sometimes.
Yeah, just some alcohol or something to, I guess, sanitize. I don't know how well that worked compared to like soap, but
or they hold a knife under a flame or something.
Yeah.
And what about you, Josh? Period. You wouldn't have a praise band and drums and get electric guitars or anything. How do you think they did church back then?
Yeah, very traditional. I think it's more sermon focused, and you just come in, sit down, and I talk.
Well, they probably did some like a cappella singing or something. Old tunes they do.
But a small town like this, I haven't really put much thought into it. But
wow.
It's just it is interesting that no praise band, no film team.
Yeah.
So
there's nobody in the tech booth.
Yeah, exactly. no tech booth. The most high tech thing was probably opening the door or something.
A candle or
a candle. Yeah.
Candle.
No, they had lights, I think, back then, didn't they?
Oh no, not yet.
I think so.
It would have been a candle or just light from the outside windows and stuff. I promise you, they didn't lock those doors either. There was no locked doors at churches back then. It was just anybody could come in and out as they wanted to. Pretty cool when you stop and think about how that life was so much simpler, but yet harder at the same time. Mm-hmm. We're sitting here and it's late May, early June, and I'm pretty happy that we have air conditioning.
We've had lights back then. By 1870s, the Davies arc lamp had been successfully commercialized. So the light was invented in 1802.
So you think it had been out?
I think it would have been
out to the prairie area,
We got to think of it's a small town too.
In the west.
I think like some places would have lights.
Well, it's got
everywhere, but
it's pretty close to a train track, isn't it? So that would have helped it.
Yeah, it's an outpost town. So
have a little
This is what a lot of our period research team would go into and look into. When were light bulbs off used commercially, and what kind of shoes did people wear, and what kind of this or that.
So y'all actually did some of that. So that's good. I mean that makes your history teachers proud of you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That they asked, they were listening. That's wonderful. Well, doing the musical, what is it about doing a musical? What is it about doing a play or a production like this that, brings the cast together? What is it that y'all like about doing things like this, especially in a church setting?
I think as we grew up, so we were in the musical since 6th grade, and obviously we missed out a few years, but growing up doing like tour and everything, and like where we're all together for 3-4 days in the same room from like 8 a.m., 7 a.m.
At least 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah. Same room. We're doing all the same things. We keep on going over lines. We keep on going over things. It's a different sense of fellowship. It brings us all together, and I think it's really nice to be as close, because I'll go in and I'm not really really close friends with this dude. And I come out and I'm like, I'm not going to stop talking to him. You know? It really does bring people together, and I really enjoy that. That's a big part of the musical too.
Yeah.
And even before tour, there's a lot of that stuff. We'll have, we have 4 or 5 hour long practices.
Yeah.
We're super excited to be able to do it. It's school, you have extracurriculars, and I think this is a very similar idea, I think, because, you have the Sunday school.
Yeah.
You have the Sunday school, and I guess this is kind of like a way to branch out from just the normal thing that every church has,
Yeah.
You have service and you have Sunday school and blah, 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 blah. But this is a way to like go out of your way to do something else, do something extra.
Yeah.
I guess it's almost like playing, on a sports team or something for school. I guess that's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah. Well, this year we get to do a musical. We haven't been able to the last couple of years because of COVID, and we wrote 2 different musicals. And so there was 2 prepared to go. And we could have done one of those this year, but y'all really had a desire to share this story, and it's y'all's story. And so that's pretty cool. But there's been a few other changes. And one of the more notable changes that I think I have heard nothing but positive things about is it's quite a bit shorter.
It is. So that was a struggle writing, because Josh and I, we had a lot of like really deep character development for pretty much each character that we wrote had like a deep backstory that if it was an older musical, we would have time to gone into, because those on a good day were 2.5 hours long, 3 hours long.
We shaved an hour and 15 minutes off of our musicals from the past. And so about an hour and a half is how long one it is. So that's definitely doable.
Yeah. And, we were still able to get a lot done.
Yeah.
Still tell the story very well. Conciseness is important. We were able to tell the story without a whole lot of filler for time and stuff like that. We were able to get to the point and tell the message very clearly, I think.
And I think it was 7 or 8 songs. And so Mitzi did a good job of putting the right songs in the right spots for y'all's story.
I agree.
So there is music. It is a true musical. It's not just a play.
And Josh is singing a lot of songs. How excited are you for that, Josh?
Yeah, my 6th grade self would think I would be lying, but I'm nervous. I mean, I've never sung in front of a lot of people before, but it's an experience. I guess it's one last thing to do before I go off to college. Well, step out of my comfort zone.
One of the things I know about when you're on stage like that and the musicals and stuff is there's such bright lights in your eyes, you just can't see anybody out there.
That's
so
true.
you have experience. They could all get up and leave and you would never know it. So just sing to the light. Sing to the light, Josh.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I do think the song choices were amazing. As I listened to them when we first got them, I started listening to him. I think me and Brennan sat down and we were like, this is about freedom. This is about redemption. It just matched up so perfectly. It's a very good song.
So many of the songs have a similar theme that goes along with our story, and I think that works really well.
I will say one thing I was thinking about earlier was there's a train scene in this upcoming musical, and I think 2020 we were going to have a train.
A train, yeah.
So that's been a common symbol, moving on and everything. I just thought that was kind of cool that we had 2 trains.
Yeah.
Some of the other themes, just besides, I think the main one or the most obvious one of redemption, some of the other themes that we kind of wanted to write into this was kind of like a theme of, in isolation, you might, feel like to do anything to get out of isolation, you might do something that maybe you wouldn't do normally, something that maybe you've gone down a wrong path, but just to not feel lonely.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of a way of showing that, like, even if you feel too isolated, like many people might because of COVID or whatever that has happened to them, you don't have to go down paths to not feel lonely, because there's always God to be there for you, I think is one of the other really strong themes that we have going through this musical. So
cool. Well, again, it's Wanted. It's June 3rd and 4th at 7 p.m. That's Friday and Saturday night at 7 p.m. And then Sunday at 3 o'clock, Sunday the 5th at 3 o'clock. And that's another change. We're only doing 3 performances this year instead of 4. make sure you throw on your hat and your boots and your jeans and come on out and see Wanted. And you'll get to see Josh and Brennan and all of their friends and the rest of the youth group. There were about 32, 33 people in the cast this year. And so I get to see everybody. We will have the live band again. That's great. And it's something we do a little bit different than some of the other musicals around us, is that we do have live music. It's not from a CD or Spotify list or something like that. And so come see Wanted, and I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you'll have a good time with it this year. Plus, it's just getting to do something. It's getting to do something and not have to worry about COVID. That's kind of fun too.
Yeah, right.
Well, anything else y'all would like to share with the folks listening before we head out and get ready for our next practice? Anything y'all want to share?
It's good. Go watch it. I don't know.
Go watch it.
Go watch it.
It's gonna be a good message. So
Yeah.
Feel free to wear your cowboy hat and boots is what it says on the little card. So
That's right.
you want to feel in character. You want to feel, part of the story.
Yeah.
So
I do want to see some cowboy hats when I'm singing.
bring your lassos and your lanterns. Don't forget it.
And the name of the town is what? New Hope, isn't that right?
New Hope.
New Hope. So come to New Hope and
All
be
your
a
Star Wars fans are going to get a kick out of that one.
Get a
I'll
kick
tell
out
you
of that one?
That was not our choice, but I think it works well.
I think
it
does
does.
work well.
Well, I mean, you got to have a New Hope in Hope Hall, right?
New Hope in Hope Hall.
So, well, good deal. Well, Wanted coming up again, June 3rd and 4th at 7 p.m. and then June 5th at 3 p.m. So come see Wanted, and you'll enjoy, once again, another one of Northside Students' youth musicals. It's going to be a good one. Well, this has been breaking news from Northside Now, and now back to our regular broadcasting programming.
Later. Out.
So there we go. I mean, do y'all feel like John Wayne ought to be in the house right now?
Yes.
Pilgrim.
So who was your favorite cowboy?
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
For sure, yeah.
Probably. I mean, I had a friend. His mom took us to school back when I was in elementary school, and his dad was a huge John Wayne fan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this would be like 6 o'clock in the morning. A John Wayne movie would be on TV when I'd go over there. They'd flip it over to Captain Kangaroo or whatever. But so I saw probably more of John Wayne.
Yeah.
But I think I like Clint Eastwood too.
I just liked them all. I mean, the Lone Ranger and Tonto and all them, they were big pieces of my...
Yeah, that's
cartoon
true. Lone Ranger. There was another
Saturday morning
one
thing.
that was sort of Western, but it's only because it was on reruns and kind of around what I used to watch.
Bonanza.
Petticoat Junction.
Petticoat Junction. There you go.
And of course,
Junction.
That's right. The original Wild West.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Will Smith version.
Yeah.
Of course. That's the best.
Oh my goodness. We watched, Roy Rogers and all that stuff. And then growing up where I did, just literally doors down from where Audie Murphy came. And he was a big World War II hero, but then he became a movie screen cowboy as well. So we got to see all the Tex Ritter and all them. And
Yeah.
a lot of that was before me, but it was, like you said, in reruns and stuff. And you just watched a lot of that just because it just wasn't the same TV world that it is today. So
No,
Well,
when you-
I don't remember a whole lot of that. Growing up, my dad watched. He liked a lot of Clint Eastwood, so I think that's why I tune into that because I've seen
I like
more Clint Eastwood.
and
but,
Bonanza and Gunsmoke. and all
some of that
those,
stuff.
yeah.
But
yeah.
that was before me.
Yeah.
But
When I was really little, well, I say really little, but when I was younger, Little House on the Prairie, that was
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
Western
It was
wilderness-like.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of like gunfights in Little House on the
No,
Prairie,
not
though.
too many.
Now there were
Little
some
showdowns at high noon.
there were some fist fights and stuff in
That's
that,
true.
Yeah, for sure.
I know a lot of people watch Yellowstone, but Michael Landon's daughter is in Yellowstone.
Oh, really?
The show Yellowstone. She's the blonde girl that talks with the real bad language and it's hard to understand and stuff, that she became one of the wranglers or whatever. That's his daughter or granddaughter, I guess.
I've never actually seen Yellowstone.
I haven't
sorry.
either.
Yeah, I know some people watch that, but Little House on the Prairie doesn't. So the Landon family is still in
Little Joe?
in the movies. Yeah, Little Joe. So pretty cool. Well, lots of cowboys and cowgirls and all kinds of fun stuff going on in the front of the wilderness out there in Wanted. And so to come out and check it out again, it's June 3rd and 4th at 7, June 5th at 3 o'clock. So check it out. Don't want to miss it. And this is huge, y'all. This is huge. It's only an hour and a half long. And you heard us talk about that with the guys earlier, but we're making that a big thing because that was probably the number one most complaint thing that we ever got in all these years. And we got it every year.
Too long.
Just too long. So we fixed it.
We listen to your feedback.
Yes, which we would listen to more if you would just send us a text or a call,
An email
or an Instagram post. We would love
Something.
to hear from you. Please. So anything else besides the musical? Because that's this week.
And then week after the musical, co-ed softball. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Softball
Kicking
will
off?
be going on at West Jackson, and hopefully we'll have a schedule soon. And we'll put that out on the website and everything, so everybody, if you're not playing, can come watch and make it a big time and just, kind of fun fellowship-y stuff.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done softball at the church, right?
Yeah, or fun fellowship-y stuff.
Fun fellowship-y stuff, really, yeah. So, yeah, that'll be fun. And then, gearing up in the first couple of weeks in July, we have VBS, Vacation Bible School, July 11th through the 15th. So,
Make waves.
Make waves. Make waves.
Do you think Autumn will be coming to Vacation Bible School?
No.
She'll have to wait a year.
At least.
At least. All right.
Yeah, so that's July 11th through the 15th. You can sign up online to volunteer. We need 100 volunteers or something ridiculous. So we're needing volunteers. So go online, sign up to be a volunteer, sign your kid up. It'll be a good old time.
It'll be here before you know it. That's not far away.
No.
And I did hear, Patrick, that recently the Pentagon released pictures and videos and, reports of UFOs. And I've heard there's another one coming around here sometime soon.
There is. The Mothership.
I knew it.
Yes. June 23rd, we have the Mothership. So if you're a mom, come hang out with other moms. They're going to do some painting. The cost is $15, but that covers all your paint and your canvas and everything. And there will be a nursery provided. So that'll be fun. That's on June 23rd at 6:00 p.m.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Oh, one last thing before I forget. During the month of July, there will be no Wednesday night activities.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little bit of a breather in the month of July.
Yeah. For
Summer
the first
vacay.
time.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, no Wednesday night activities in
Yeah.
the summer. That'll be good, though.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be
Just have a little break.
a little different. I don't even know what comes on TV on Wednesday nights.
Wait, TV comes on
What
Wednesday?
is
I
what
have
is
no
TV?
idea. I have never watched Wednesday night TV. I just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So
You'll be able to watch all your episodes of She-Hulk.
is that what's on? I mean, I have no idea.
I don't know. That's not going to be out in July yet. Usually all the Marvel shows come out on Disney Plus on Wednesday nights. So.
Okay. All right. So I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't normally get to watch them on Wednesday nights. I have to wait. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
So, it'll be good.
Well, good.
Take a break during the month of July.
Go down to Blockbuster and rent yourself a movie.
That would be fun to
Now
do.
you're making me sad.
I know.
I've still got a VCR. So if you can
Oh.
find a VHS,
Wow.
come to my house.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for podcasting with me. And thanks to all of you out there in the world for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the ways from us, you can follow us on Instagram at Northside Now Podcast. Go to our website, northsidejackson.com, or email us at podcast@northsidejackson.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Once again, this is Patrick,
It's a Glenn.
I'm Kevin.
and that's what's happening at Northside Now.
Bye-bye.